Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome to an Advanced Warfare video, and in this video I want to be going over some of the issues that were present and are still present in Advanced Warfare in the week of release. Some of these things are more like personal opinion, personal little annoyances. Some of them are things that are actually broken and will be fixed or do need to be fixed, and some of these have actually, well, the developers have come out and said this is a problem, we're going to solve this. Others they haven't said anything about, and they still really need to find them. Now the reason I like to make this list is because I do think it's a shame that there are so many bugs, considering that it's been a 3-year dev cycle and they were boasting at E3 that the game is practically finished and they're just ironing things out. Now it is interesting as well because I think a lot of these issues that affect multiplayer are things that people who play COD all the time, every day, you know, at least put in a few hours every day or two or more, people who play Call of Duty would have found these problems. And this is one of the issues with the game, and potentially the way it's tested, is that people who are quote-unquote game testers and will just pick up COD, play it, they really won't notice a lot of these little subtle things that affect gameplay that people who are experienced would pick up on. Now this is a catch-22. Do you get the community, or do you get people who are experienced COD players to test this, or do you have to have a wide variation of just, you know, normal gaming testers? I think that's its own problem in general. In terms of the gameplay, it's just some of the gameplay that I got while playing Advanced Warfare in the first week. Obviously, I'm sure most of you know we did a 24/7 Advanced Warfare livestream marathon. We managed to pull off 146 hours straight with me and just one other friend taking turns in night shifts, and it was quite epic. It was quite momentous, and it's one of the reasons why I've got quite a long list of things we noticed, we picked up on, because even into like 8th, 9th Prestige, we're actually 12th now, I was noticing new things that I didn't notice in the first Prestige. So these are going to be hopefully a few things that you guys didn't notice, although a lot of these are common issues. I'm actually going to go over some of these in an Advanced Warfare tips video as well, a couple of them anyway. So let's go on with my little list here. It's quite a long list. First of all, it seems like speed reloading is broken. I see a lot of people saying that they actually reload and the magazine is got rid of even if they don't double tap reload. So in this game, you can do a standard speed reload by just tapping the reload button, or if you double tap it, you're meant to be able to do a speed reload, which will actually expend the rest of the magazine in, or the rest of the ammo in the magazine you've got, at the kind of advantage of getting a faster reload. Now a lot of people are saying this is broken, and I thought it was broken, and in a way it is, but not in the way we think. Now I did a lot of testing with this in-game and in the firing range, and at first I thought it literally was broken. It seemed that I was getting speed reloads a lot of the time, even on a single button press. However, with a bit more further investigation, I found out that it actually only seems to be speed reloading if you don't very quickly tap reload. Now I think this is a bug. If you've ever played a fighting game or something like that, you'll notice that if you hold a button down, it will constantly input it, and I think that's what's happening here. If you hold the reload button down for more than a fraction of a second, it's registering as a double press of the button. So anyone who likes to press the reload button kind of hard, who doesn't instantly tap it, is getting a speed reload, which is why a lot of people are getting rid of their ammunition. Now I think they will hopefully fix that, and once that is fixed, it seems fine, because when I was doing it, I was really tapping it just really quickly. The whole speed reload issue wasn't a problem. Apologies if you can hear these motorbikes outside my house right now in the background. Nothing I can do about that. Jesus, can you hear those things? Actually, that's not even a motorbike, that's a helicopter. Anyway, let's get on with it. Next up is the fact that there is a low headshot multiplier. The headshot multiplier seems extremely low, like I'm talking 1.1 or something like that. And it's making headshots absolutely pointless. For me, headshots are something that do need to decrease your kill by 1 bullet, and in most cases it doesn't. Sometimes at long range it does, but when you're up close to someone and it's like a 4-hit kill headshot, it seems absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if that's a bug or that's the way they meant it to be. That one I guess goes under personal preference. We'll have to wait to hear from the devs if we do hear so, if that's the way they wanted it to be or if it's a bit off. But for me, it seems a little bit off. It's not rewarding headshots, which an FPS shooter really, where your key thing is accuracy and accuracy should be rewarded. It seems a little bit strange. Obviously, another one of the bugs which is actually known and is going to be fixed is the fact that the camo challenges are resetting every time that you prestige. 500 headshots with a gun. Every time you prestige, your headshots completely go and you've got to do it all over again. So technically at the moment you can't even really attempt these challenges unless you either don't prestige or you wait until 15th prestige, which obviously hardly anyone is now, to do that. That one's going to get a fix though. I'm 99% sure they said they will be fixing that one. Also, emblems are resetting when you prestige. Another bug that they said that will be fixed. So I hope they'll be fixed, but I'm just mentioning it because these things that really should have been tested, I'm a little bit disappointed that they're not, because overall I do enjoy this game, and I think COD Advanced Warfare could be a really fun, like long-term COD we could be playing for a while with a few little fixes. Next up, in my opinion, this is another personal one. Footsteps are way too quiet. Even playing Search and Destroy, really difficult to hear people, and one of the main reasons is that all this constant boosting is going on. You can't hear boosting. Now, it seems strange to me that you can hear boosting very loudly across the map, but you can't even hear the slightest hint of a footstep until the player gets within 5 meters of you. For me, it should be maybe around 10 to 15 meters where you start to hear slow footsteps, but as I've been playing, it seems like you hear nothing, and then all of a sudden they're within, say, 5 meters and you can hear them walking. That's not really how it should be, in my opinion. Maybe that's the way they wanted the game, but for me, I probably think that's a little bit of an overlooked thing, in my opinion. Also, multi-kills are a problem. Obviously, for some camo challenges, you need to get multi-kills, like a triple kill with a weapon. And for me, it is resetting the timer way too quick. To get double and multi-kills at the moment, you literally have to get the kills within 0.2 of a second of each other. You can't, like, take a half-second break and get the next kill and expect it to register. The amount of times I've got 2 really quick kills and it doesn't come up as a double kill is outrageous. So to expect people to get 50 triple kills with some weapons is a little bit far-fetched for me, and I think they should increase that timer, especially if one of those camo challenges is going to be for multi-kills like that. Also, with the female characters, I tried using a female character just to mix it up. The noises she makes are way too loud. I guess some people might like that, but to be honest, it's extremely annoying. Whenever I played with a female character, she was way too loud. Whenever she took any damage, it was just a lot more noise. It was really off-putting, so I think that they should hopefully change that. I don't know if they wanted to do that on purpose. I don't know why they would want to, but it was just way too loud, and so you can't try a female character out. Also, another thing, I guess this one goes under personal opinion, but I really struggle to think with this one is not actually a bug, but the shotguns are just way too weak. I can understand that they want to make some of the guns weaker because of the exo movement. I think their thinking is that with all of the fast movement and rushing that you can do, the close range weapons need to be quite weak because people are going to be able to get up on people and get in their face really quick. That kind of makes sense, but then when you practically take that into the game and you give Call of Duty players the game, what you run into is 90% assault rifle players aiming down sight. Now, if you want to play against that in a rushing game style, you need a strong weapon, and these aren't strong. If everyone was using SMGs, that's balanced, but at the moment with these very strong assault rifles, especially the bow and the AK, it's just not balanced for me. I hopefully think they'll change that. I'm sure they'll change weapon balance, and most people would agree it's definitely a bit off at the moment. Also, because of this weapon balance issue, there's definitely a lack of variety in the game at the moment. Obviously, we've got to like 12 prestige, and anything other than using the AK-12 or the Bal 27, and I feel like I'm putting myself at a disadvantage. In my opinion, the burst weapons are too weak, and the other assault rifles are they're just a no-go. The MK14 seems to be like a really ineffective weapon for some reason, where I've always loved the FAL and the MK14s from previous Call of Duty, so that one seems a little bit off to me, and because of these AK and the BAL are so strong at the moment, it really does make using anything else kind of pointless. The LMGs are really strong, really weak. The snipers are okay. There's one decent sniper really, and the shotguns are useless. So the lack of variety is really killing me at the moment, and I hope that what they do is they just change the weapon balance rather than just give us a load of DLC guns, because to me, I don't think that's really fair. Next up, spawns are obviously quite broken at the moment, especially free-for-all. In free-for-all, the amount of times you'll spawn in and you can literally see someone in front of you is kind of a joke, really. I mean, why is it so difficult to program a game so that in free-for-all people don't spawn seeing each other? I don't know. Also, if you play free-for-all, a little trick that's a little bit cheap is 99% of the time, if you just step back when you spawn in at the start, someone will spawn in front of you, because it seems to be the load times of the maps are quite slow. People are loading in at different times, and the amount of times I've got a cheeky kill just by stepping back and then the guy spawns in front of me is a little bit too much, in my opinion. Also, when it comes to earning XP in games, I feel like you don't earn enough XP in Domination, or Kill Confirmed is kind of okay, but really when you compare it to Search and Destroy, you can earn a ridiculous amount of the XP. I remember one game I got around 50, 60,000 when it was double XP on. I've even seen people get 100,000 XP in Search and Destroy if they go, say, I don't know, 15 for 2 or something, which although that is a bit of a unique one-off search game, sometimes if you're a good player, you can easily get 50,000 XP plus in that game mode, and then TDM you'll be getting like 6,000, 8,000. Should be a little bit more balanced in my opinion, because in TDM that's even if you get like 20 plus kills, which is a very respectable amount of kills for a game of TDM. Another thing that's a known bug is obviously if you play Search and Destroy or any round-based game, if you take a loss on the round, it affects your overall win-loss ratio. I'm sure most of you know about that one. The reason that definitely needs to be fixed is because my win-loss went from, I mean, it was nothing incredible, about 0.8, but it went down to 0.2 thanks to Search and Destroy. Also, I don't know if it's really an issue, but if you play Search and you gain around, I don't know, an average score in Search is around 600 game score, which will actually get you a lot of XP. When you go to the leaderboards, it really takes your average score down and it makes you look really bad at the game, so your score per minute actually gets really low when you play Search and Destroy because of that. I don't know how they can make a workaround of that, or even if they wanted to. I also think that Exo Slam is a bit weak. Like, it's kind of tricky to pull off an Exo Slam, especially as it slams down at an angle. And the amount of times I've thought, oh, this will be fun, you know, I've managed to find the perfect time to do an Exo Slam. I'll slam down on the guy and it just doesn't get the kill unless you directly hit them. I think if you land within like a meter radius of the guy, you should definitely get the kill, because that's practically a melee and it's a little bit cooler as well. Next up, I feel like Gung Ho is kind of broken. When you combine Gung Ho with aiming down sight, especially if you use a quick draw grip, it seems to do a stuttering animation and you can't shoot while doing the aim down sight animation. Now, I can understand Gung Ho was probably made for shotguns, hipfire weapons, SMGs, and things that you're not going to aim down sight with, but there's no real reason why it should be kind of, well, it seems a bit broken, like the animation. It's really weird, it's really off-putting, and I don't know what the deal is there. Gung Ho is actually kind of useful on the Akimbo SMGs that you can use, which is, there's another issue with them, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But in general, there just seems something not right with that. I don't know if they didn't test it or that's how they wanted it, but it doesn't seem right to me. And finally, it seems like the SAC3 is broken if you put a suppressor on it. If there is someone in the lobby using a suppressed SMG, well, a suppressed SAC3, which is the Akimbo weapon, you will hear them anywhere on the map every time they fire their weapon as if they were standing right next to you. I haven't done a lot of testing on this, but I've seen some videos of it, and I've experienced it in my game. So I don't know if you guys, like, maybe get a friend to join you in free-for-all or something like that and get them to try it out, and you can see for yourself that that one is a bit funky. So that's a list of my issues. What do you guys think about this? Is this too many issues for a release game that's had a 3-year dev cycle? Do they need to test it more by actually letting Call of Duty players test it and then getting feedback? You know, do you understand and sympathize with the developers? Obviously, it's a huge game. There's loads of cool things in this game, and a lot of things that obviously do work and are right, and we're not going to notice those because that's where it should be. I don't mean to really be throwing developers under the boat here by making this video, but I just wanted to point all of these things out for those of you who didn't know them, and hopefully we can get some of these fixed if any of these hadn't been noticed before. So don't forget to smash the like button as well if you enjoyed this little look at the Advanced Warfare glitches, I suppose, and problems in the first week of the game. And don't forget to check out some more of my Advanced Warfare videos if you haven't already. Going to be going hardcore on the videos this week. And I'll be honest, if you guys have made it to the end of the video, I think you're an absolute boy. So if you've made it to the end of the video here, I want you to leave a comment and somehow get the word cheese in there, and I'll know that you are one of those guys who watched to the end, and you're the absolute top tier boists. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. I'll see you next time.